Next, we are going to do this piece of material or cloth that's hanging down in front. So let's select this piece here, and this will be our third piece. So we want to select it, right click. Remember, this is a little bit squirrely, so sometimes you have to select it a couple times to have these options come up. Create clothing data from section, and let's just add at the end of this underscore 03, since this will be our third piece. And let's clear the physics asset out of there for now. And we have our third one here. So let's select it again, right click, and now we have to apply the clothing data. Remember, this is the part that everybody forgets. I forget it. I forget it almost all the time, and I just kick myself. So go down here and apply. That takes a minute for the program to think about it and apply all that information. And it's going to compile the shaders again. So we'll wait while it does that. And remember, if we want, we can go in here and we can isolate this particular piece here. It does make it a lot easier when you do that to get all the other stuff out of the way. Although you're only painting on this piece, but if there's a lot of distraction, it makes it harder. Okay, so now make sure this is selected here. Activate our cloth. Once again, we have our bright pink, which means it's rock solid like a piece of wood. It's like petrified wood, so we got to go in there and we've got to paint out the pink. I'm going to make my brush back up to a size 10 over here. Keep the paint value at 300. And we'll start at the bottom here. And I want all of this to flutter and flow, so I'm just going to paint like this. You see it's got two pieces, so we've got to rotate around and we've got to make sure that we get all these pieces here. I'm going to want it to be rigid toward the top because it's close to his body. Just make sure all these pieces down here are completely painted out. You'll notice when you paint and you'll try to rotate, it'll like freeze up. It's not locked up, it's just applying the data, so it's like a little slow process there. Paint these pieces up here. Now see this little piece here? That can be a problem area, so we have to make sure that we go down and paint those areas out. Otherwise it's going to stick right there and that piece is going to be jutting out. Looks like we need to paint out a little bit more here, even that up. So just, a lot of this is what you want to do. It's your taste. It's your what you're trying to accomplish with the piece of clothing. Go ahead and deactivate. And there we go. Look at how cool that is. Check that out. All fluttering. So if we go up here to the clothing, we want to set the wind strength, we could make that go up to a 2.0 and really blow the wind strong. It's just good to see how you're, in the process of creating your painting the weights on your cloth, how it's looking. I think that looks pretty good. Let's go check this, remove the isolation so we can see the whole thing here. Looking good. All right, remember we have to save this. It's going to save the clothing data to our character. Let's save our entire scene too. And now let's go over to our map here and see what he looks like. Yeah. Much better. Let's push up the wind. Not really getting the... Let's bump this up to 2. Speed up to 2. Not bad. Let's put a different animation on him. I want to see what he looks like with the idol. Okay, so there's our creepy Reaper character with the flowing cloth. There we go. Isn't that cool? Check that out. I love it. Get a little more light on him. Okay, so there we have it. Now in the next video we're going to go into the physics asset itself, and I just want to show you how you can move around the spheres so you can get the cloth to do different things in case you need to adjust it. On this character it's not really a problem because he doesn't really have too much of a body. He's like a half a body. But if we're dealing with a full humanoid character, sometimes we have to move around the physics asset spheres. So we're going to go into that next.